time for me to reign and establishing this kingdom on earth, taking charge in works of his hands, holding fast to the faith should have death. I rule on earth, I will everywhere. God has come before, God has won it all. You're listening to Dominion Voice by Pastor Larry Ajanaku.
That eliminate waste, avoid debt. There may be different types of debt. I agree. That's what I will call for just to make it simple for us: consumption debt and investment debt. Now, consumption debt are debts that are created on your day-to-day things. Maybe you want to be like the Joneses. My friend just bought a car, so because of the pressure, you feel your own car is no longer good. There's nothing wrong with your car, but I just want another car. I want people to know that, yeah, I've arrived. And then you go all of a sudden. You can't afford it, and you go and create a debt. Banks will give you, oh, you want a car loan? Oh, fine, then just pay your car notes. But do you know what? In paying that car note, you may realize that you might have spent, when you create debt, consumption, you spent the money you have to spend in the future, you spend it now, and you're still going to pay it back in the future. Are you there? I was talking with someone some time ago, and I said to him, I said, hey, look here. No, I think I was doing the teaching. The person came to me after. He was paying his car note. And the car is still in good shape. He said, once I finish paying, I'll sell it and I'll buy another car. And I said, hey, for the fact that you're paying a car note now, which is about $240 every month, that is deducted from me, your car is still in good shape. He said, yes. I said, fine. Why don't you tell your bankers not to stop deducting that same amount? Anyway, you've been living without the $240. And let the bankers continue to debit that amount from your income and put in that account, which is a credit that builds over time, and leave it and continue to debit it for the next 10 years, or for the next 1 year. If then you will choose to buy a new car, you can now sell off this car, and that money you have deducted over time, put it on top, and you buy a brand new car free of debt. You know what he said? He said, wow, I've never seen it that way. So that is the reason why you need knowledge. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Either financial knowledge or spiritual knowledge, any form of knowledge, you can be destroyed for lack of knowledge. So eliminate waste. Avoid debt. Don't finish paying a debt and say, well, I finished paying it, let me get into another one. No. How can you stop debt? You can, first of all, stop debt. Number one, first of all, stop creating debt around yourself. Bankers will call you when you have a good credit rating. Hello. I've gotten that call several times. Hello. We see you have a credit line of this amount. We thank you for your hard work. You really work in hard to keep yourself in good standing. Say yes. Do you mind if we increase your credit limits? Will is smiling at me. I guess he has made 1 or 2 calls like that before. Do you mind? You have a credit limit of 5,000. Do you mind you will increasing it to 8,000? And you still do well? Oh, we see you are really working hard. Do you mind if we increase your credit limit to 12,000? And they keep increasing because you are working hard to keep your profile in good shape. You know what? I tell people, if you are very disciplined, you can take it. tell them to increase it. If you are very disciplined. But if you know you are not disciplined, just tell them, oh, leave me the way I am. I'm fine. But if you know you are not disciplined, why do I say that? That if you are disciplined, if you create such a huge leverage, and you are disciplined with it, it's there, you wouldn't take it. One day an opportunity may come that may take you to use it, not for consumption, maybe for investment or whatsoever. And you looked at it, okay, by the time I net it off, I'm still going to do well and pay off the interest and all. Yeah, you have it. But you know, it's because you're in a financial standing, maybe you have a very good job at that time, that's why they're calling at your door to come and have it. They may even say, come and have a line of credit. You may have it, but please, for the fact that you have it is not a license for you to go on a spending spree. Don't create debt. Debt is not good. In fact, my Bible tells me in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7, it says, the wealthy rules over the poor. A borrower is a slave to a lender. When you are tied in debt, you are a slave to the person who has lent you that money. I say it jokingly at times. I say when you get a mortgage and you bought a house and you are so excited, I said, don't deceive yourself, you don't have a house. What you have is a mortgage. The house belongs to the bank. So when you want to do celebration, I just bought a house, please spend carefully. What you have is a mortgage. You don't have a house. The house belongs to you after you have finished paying your mortgage and the title deeds is being conveyed to you. Are you there? Oh yes, I just bought a house. Excuse me, you didn't buy a house, you got a mortgage. The house belongs to the bank. You want to test it? Default 2-3 times in the month. Your landlord will come knocking at your door. Who is your landlord? The bank. Hello? You've defaulted. That's when you will not know, oh, actually, I'm just renting this house. I have a landlord. What you have is a mortgage, not a house. You have a house after you have finished paying for it. So be deceived. When you are in debt and you are really in debt, does it mean that's the end of the world? No. You can actually work on how you set yourself free. I will encourage you to refer you to the teaching we had some time last year, which is how to be free from debt. There are so many things we listed there. But for the benefit, I'm just going to touch it. Number one, if you have debt, please, number one thing you have to first of all do is stop creating debt around yourself. Credit debt, line of credit, whatever it is. First of all, stop. Then secondly, ask for interest rates to be reduced, a lower interest rate, when you are in good standing. Now, when you are in good standing, you have a job, you have a good job, you can approach the bank will listen to you when you are in good standing. But once you are no longer in good standing, possibly you lose your job, and then you now approach the bank, I want you to reduce my interest rate. At that point in time, you're not in a very good position to negotiate. You can't negotiate as good. Very well at that time. But when you see your cash flow coming in well, you can negotiate when you are still in good standing. Oh, I see this. Discuss with them. Say, oh, well, we're not going to reduce it. Well, go talk to another bank to buy it over from them. Because you have to work about bringing down your debt. The first thing is go and negotiate your interest down. Stop creating debt. Negotiate your interest down. 3, if you have debt in different accounts, please, can you go and negotiate and put them together in what I can call a secured loan, a secured credit. When you have a secured credit, that means there is a collateral or something backing it up. If you have something backing it up, the interest rate will come down. But if you have nothing backing it up, the interest rate will be high. For example, if you have a line of credit may give you maybe 9%. But if you have a secured line of credit, you could get as low as 3%. So you can put all your loans, your debts together on a very secured, if it can cover it, put it together in one single bucket and then begin to work at it. Or what can you do if your status quo is the same? Look at those debts. Which one has the highest interest? Approach the one with the highest interest and pay down quickly, so that you will begin to pay down as on the interest, on the one that with the highest interest, that will not accumulate so much money. And then you can work on it unattended to. A wise man leaves inheritance for his children's children. Next, we've been taking responsibility. All we are discussing about here today is about you doing something after you have left this place. It's not just for you to listen, for us to listen and go back doing nothing. Next is, seek to grow your net worth. Please seek to grow your net worth. The difference between your total assets and liabilities is known as net worth. Simply put, when your assets is higher than your liability, it gives you a positive net worth, which is a good net worth. And if your asset is much more than your, if your liability is much more than your asset, it gives you a negative net worth. What do I mean by net worth? Maybe the first thing is to define what an asset and a liability is. An asset is anything that adds to you. Let me put it in layman's language. An asset is anything that adds to your financial position. A liability is anything that takes away from you. Did I get it right? Do we understand? An asset is anything that takes, a liability is anything that takes away from you. An asset is what brings to you. Just taking in simple language. Now, when you add all your assets together, and your asset is much more than your liability, how do I mean? Go and do the exercise. I have a car, I have this, I have that, maybe I have a land, I have, just put everything that you have, write them down, all your assets. Then on the other side, put all your liabilities together. By the time you knock it off against each other, if the liability is much more than your assets, you're on negative net worth. It's not good. If you die in such a position, you're going to leave debts for the people around. But what do you say about mortgage? Fine, I want to explain that. Mortgage may be a liability, but invariably it has an asset backing it up. For example, you buy a house possibly for $350,000. And you have made a contribution of 20% or 5%, whatever percentage. You know that that amount, which is a liability against you, you have an asset backing it up. It knocks off each other, you're fine. But when you have created a liability in terms of loans and all, and you don't have enough assets, you add up your assets together and you knock it off, it's giving you a negative, that's big challenge. Let me call it trouble. Proverbs chapter 13 verse 22 says, good people leave their grandchildren an inheritance, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. The question I want to ask you is, assuming you go home today, you die today, are you going to leave an asset for your children, or are you going to leave a liability? The way you can find out is go do this simple exercise. It is very, very important. Don't live your life carelessly. Don't live your life carelessly. And when we're talking about this, we're still going to talk about insurance. But let me speed up now. And the dimension of insurance to helping you in protecting your loved ones. The next one is, to be in full control, is control your impulse spending. Control your impulse spending. Impulse spending is when you buy things that you did not plan for. Before you go to any store, always have a to buy list, to purchase list. Avoid visiting online stores. Sorry, I put stops. Online stores, if you have, if your willpower is very weak. Don't go online stores. It's all those things you see online. Those photographers are trained to snap it in such a way that it will whet your appetite, and just feel like, oh, I love this shoe. And you go to your closet You sell about 18 shoes there. And you're looking at one online. So I love this shoe. No, it may likely be an expression of greed. Live within your means. Have faith for surplus than having faith to pay down your debt. Oh, I'm going to buy it. I have faith. I'm going to pay. Please, first of all, have your faith for surplus instead of having faith to pay down your debt. Don't be an impulse spender. You go to the store. You know why I said it? Do you know why when you go to the store, you see, they will tell you, beverages is here, creams, toiletries are here. They make it easy for you to be able to spend your money. Many times, if you go to the store, you don't have your to purchase, to buy list, you may end up buying things that you don't need. You must have what you want to buy. Have a list. That's how you know men. When men want to buy something, when men want to shop, it doesn't take time. They go straight to the aisles. Just pick it up, pick it up. You know women, when they want to shop, they take the stroller, the trolley, they walk around. Aisle by aisle, thank you. Say, oh, this looks nice. You know, just $5. Not that expensive. I can afford it. Then you go again. You know what? Please, when you want to go to the store, or you want to go to the boutique, or whatever, have what you have in mind to buy. Have a to-purchase list. Have them written down. Don't be an impulse spender. Don't be an impulse spender. Don't be an impulse spender. Next is, for you to be financially responsible, please invest in your future. Invest in your future. Don't invest in study about personal finance. Don't just say, oh, I know it all. No. Please study. Buy a book. Is it about tax? Buy a book on tax. Read about tax. Just little things. Ask questions. Talk to your investment. Talk to an investment specialist. Invest in your future. Don't invest in a single into a single investment vehicle. Please diversify. Have multiple streams of income. How do I know this? The scripture says there was a stream that entered into the Garden of Eden. When it got into the Garden of Eden, it divided into four streams. And the Bible says it sustained the garden. Listen to me carefully, like I've always said here, every family must have at least four income streams. Try your best possible. You're working, your wife is working, that's two. You must have at least two additional. So that when one river dries up, you must be able to have another one. You can invest in several investment vehicles. You can invest in stocks. You could invest in property. You can invest in bonds. Just put it there. All of them will not bring equal yield per time, but you can be very sure each one of them will be a good source when one dries up.